Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here with a video on Palantir. Palantir, as you may be aware, is one of my favorite stocks. It's a stock that I currently own. It's a stock that I'm extremely bullish on, and I believe that this stock is easily a $40 to $50+ stock inside of 12 months, as well as $100+ inside of maybe a year and a half to 2 years out from now. The stock has started to trend up. We're getting some nice beginnings of trend lines. We're going to look at the chart today on this video, as well as look at a piece of information that should make you feel pretty bullish on Palantir. If you're currently a stockholder, kind of reiterating your buy position. If you're looking to add more shares, I would absolutely be doing that at this level. I have added more shares at the $22, $23 level myself. Right now, the stock's currently trading at $24.04, or whether it closed on Friday with $24.04, and I think that it's going to continue to rise. It looks like we are beginning to see the time where the stock is going to start moving in the right direction, and it has been kind of just staying steady, but now we're starting to move up. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about in this video, so if that's of interest to you, stick around. Two things: if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. I'm here for you. Making these videos, my goal is real simple, is to help you make more money in the stock market by bringing you information related to your favorite stocks, as well as I do other videos where I suggest growth stocks that are trending, momentum, have a lot, and they are just spiking and doing really, really well. So if that's of interest to you, again, subscribe to the channel. I got those videos here on my channel, as well as hit that like button if you could. Hitting the like button actually really genuinely helps me out as a content YouTube creator. It helps the video to rank really well and helps me to spread the word and helps me to grow my channel. And I would greatly appreciate it if you're getting value to hit that little like button down below. It actually really helps. So with all that said, let's go take a look at Palantir. And before we do that, remember this video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go do it. So as I mentioned previously, Palantir this week closed Friday trading at $24.04. And you look at the 6-month chart, what I like about it is that from basically our lows in the last week or so, right around March 24th, the stock has moved up pretty nicely. In fact, almost 10%. So, and we're really starting to kind of see the beginnings. My hope, my belief is that this stock's going to continue to start moving up. Remember, I'm looking at this as a $40 to $50+ stock or higher inside of 12 months. I firmly, fundamentally believe in this company, the strides that they're making what they're doing with their technology, the markets they're in. They are simply the leader in their respective marketplace, and they just do it better than everybody else. They have invested heavily in their clients, as well as heavily invested in their customers. Sorry, somebody keeps calling me. So I'm like, what's going on? And so they've heavily invested in their people. They gave a $1.2 billion, I guess, stock grants to all of their to their employees. Their employees are their asset. They're the ones that are creating the code, writing the software. I thought that was an amazing thing that they did. I've mentioned that a couple times, but I think it's fundamentally something that it's very important for you to remember, that that's where, that's how this company grows and continues to release and have fantastic products, is by the people that are writing the code. Okay. So as you can see, we're getting the beginnings of a really nice move up, okay? So it would be really nice to get back to our highs. This stock hit its highs back here in January and February respectively. I think it's pretty doable to get back there. I think this stock is just going to continue to rise and rise and rise. And it will continue to get mixed press because of the nature of what Palantir does. I kind of think of it as the Palantir ride, the Palantir roller coaster. It just is what it is. You get some positive news, you get with some negative news. There's people that don't like this company because of the nature of what they do. Their software, their technology helps governments to in all levels of the government to run the government better, but also, yes, they do work with like the CIA and the Army and the military and things like that. But those given organizations leverage Palantir's technology, to make better decisions and to do massive analytics with big data and things like that. They've got the commercial sector, so the commercial, the private, that is absolutely growing, crazy growing, as well as the business side, the government side. So apologize. It's Saturday morning. Allergies are a little bit. I just took a shower. It's April. You guys know I get allergies really bad in April. So let's go take a look at what I've got for you today on information. So Palantir Technology is a buy on the pullback. I've been saying this the whole time. I believe fundamentally where we're at right now, this is a buying opportunity. Again, the current valuation is very attractive, and the company's future is really, really bright. They've expanded the business dramatically over the past year. They've made major announcements with $80-90 million plus contracts that have come out. We're going to talk about a couple of those here in a minute. The stock has been a little bit volatile. But really, I want to point this out. The sell-off was really due, a lot of the sell-off was really due to the expiration of the post-IPO lockup. And they got hit a little bit in relation to some of the NASDAQ corrections. Like right here, this correction right in here, where we ended at around March 8th, that was really predominantly one of the major NASDAQ corrections. Then you kind of go forward right here, and kind of somewhere right here in this ballpark is yet another NASDAQ kind of overall market correction. This right here was where the NASDAQ lost about 1,000 points. Okay, so right in here, I believe that this right here is yet another. That was when we had about a 7 to 10 day, give or take, maybe a little bit longer. Where the NASDAQ and was having a lot of red days and things like that. So we lost 14% there respectively. But you can look right here, the stock bounced back real nicely after that first correction. It gained 18%. Has not come back as fast here. So I think what's happened there is we have that kind of post-IPO lockup scenario. We've had some press come out. Nothing specifically that negative against the business itself. We had a group called Open Democracy that sued the in the UK, the NHS because they had a deal with Palantir. I did a video on that. It's old news. The lawsuit's gone away. It's just that kind of stuff, right? It's just been weighing on the stock a little bit. All right. So, with the vaccine rollout hitting kind of highs and starting to move forward, I think that optimism in the future in the sector is heading higher. I do agree with that. Is that going to happen today, tomorrow? No, I think this is, again, a 7, 8, 10 plus month scenario. I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that it hits it faster. Okay, so Palantir stock will soar soon. I love that sentence. They have expanded in the past few months a dramatic amount of commercial clients. They're bringing on commercial clients, and always remember that when they bring on a commercial client for, say, a $5 million initial deal, which may not sound really big initially, when they get into that client, they make more money in that client. They get in with that initial project, and then they get more and more and more projects as the company continues to leverage their technology. Also, the company pretty much gets married to Palantir. When they put their Palantir technology into place, it becomes mission critical software, and the company cannot get off of it because they're getting so much value out of the technology and what the Palantir analytic and data management layer does for their business. Okay, so just remember that. Okay. So they do have pretty much an equal split between government and commercial clients and revenue. They're still driving a little bit more. I think it's about 10% more of their revenue comes from government, but they are getting a dramatic amount of revenue from the private sector. So this is specifically talking about a couple of big contracts. If you weren't aware of these, they were selected by the National Nuclear Security Administration for Infrastructure, Office, and Safety of Operations. Say that really fast. For an agreement of $89.9 million. I talked about that in a previous video. But they also recently won a $90 million Energy Department 5-year contract. It's also a good point. Their deals are multi-year contract, usually, again, 5 years. Right here talking about this, they also signed a 6-year partnership with Faurecia. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. Faurecia, a leading automotive technology company. Okay, so the company, Faurecia, will use the Founder software to get insights into the data. These types of contracts justify the valuation of the price and the stock. I agree. I mean, these are only 3 contracts, and they did about $1 billion in revenue last year. But the truth is here, is how the business is structured. Again, they go in, they get these big contracts, but the face value of these contracts, it's always more. It's always worth more, okay? And so what you don't see is you don't see Palantir coming back and saying, hey, you remember that $90 million deal we got with the Energy Department? We got another $10 million, we got another $20 million, we got another $30 million out of them because we found this other little project and things like that. That happens, okay? And so you're seeing a lot of add-on revenue that's just going into the overall revenue model, and you don't see Palantir coming out every single time they sign a $2 million deal or a $10 million deal there with that, that's additional revenue coming out of their existing clients, right? I did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about Palantir. As you know, I'm hugely bullish on them, and then that video I was talking about the fact that that like they're only in the top, they're only in 8 of the Fortune 100 companies. They're only in like 20 of the Fortune 250 companies or something. It was really, really low numbers, my point. And so they've got a tremendous amount of upside in the private sector as well. Okay, so the fundamentals do remain strong. Again, I want to, you're probably familiar with these if you guys are a Palantir investor or thinking about looking. If you're not familiar with this, again, there's some great, good information here. So they may have a high valuation right now, but they're not profitable. Okay, but the revenue outlook's real strong. They did a 1.1 billion in 2020. Okay. Their company reported a growth in government revenue by 85% and commercial revenue by 4%. Commercial's not growing as fast, but I think they're putting a tremendous amount of effort in that. In fact, I think I read somewhere that they're starting to looking at bringing on new sales reps to go out and sell their software now, things like that. Okay. It reported Q4 revenues of 322 million, which outpaced the expectations of Wall Street of 301 million. Palantir is expecting a 45% revenue growth for Q1 2021, and it looks like the good possibility the company will achieve that. I think they absolutely will. Okay, it has a strong liquidity position. I don't know if you know this, with a cash balance of $2 billion. So they have $2 billion. They're very, very, very liquid. They are heavily investing in the business. I already talked about that. They're heavily investing by giving stock grants to their employees, as well as just the overall investments in the business. The company assets far surpass their liabilities. So there's nothing on the balance sheet to worry about. Again, I wanted to make this video because I really want you guys to know this stuff, right? Palantir stock is valued appropriately right now. I agree. I wish that it would have started moving faster as a stockholder, of course. Okay, but I am a buy and hold for the long term. Okay, the financials look stable. Of course they do. Their market share is growing, and they have a massive market to cater to. In a previous video, I talked about the fact that Palantir's come out and said that they're in a $119 billion market. They're viewing that as the overall marketplace, and they are currently have done $1 billion. So they've only done 1% of their overall, what they are viewing as their market. Now, cut that number in half. It doesn't matter. It gives them a massive opportunity with their technology and their software. So again, the company has a strong future, and Palantir stock could and should and will rise in the coming months. For now, buy and hold. That's how I look at this, okay? So with that said, let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So you guys know, again, I'm bullish on this, and how I look at this is real simple. It's a 12-month cycle plus. I have bought at these levels. I will probably continue to buy more at 24 plus. I don't want to be looking back at $40, $50 and go, man, I wish I would have bought more at the $20, $25 level, give or take. So that's how I look at it. I hope that you gotten value out of this video. It seems like I do a Palantir video every day or so. You guys love them. YouTube ranks them really well. I get thousands and thousands of views, which, my channel is small and growing right now and coming up on 3,000 subscribers. And so I'm doing anything and everything I can to spread the word. And you guys love these videos and love this content. So I'm going to continue to make it for you because that's my goal. Real simple, is to help you make money and to bring you these videos to help you just know what's going on with your favorite stocks and just to kind of maybe to give you a golden nugget here and there about what's going on with your favorite companies. Okay, so take care. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you.